Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, we having some little difficulties, just a little bit. We getting everything set up. So bear with me as I share. Why are you playing small when God is within? You got to face your sit in the seat of power of your life. That's how you win. I understand my anxiety, and it is to free myself from all confinement. All right. I'm gonna start sweating. I am not to be held captive by your vision. My spiritual team has already briefed me on my mission. Okay, let me share this. I had to declare it until it became my second nature. I am to walk this earth as the God that flows through my veins. Anything less than my divine nature is simply insane, sick in the brain. Wherever I go, my essence flows. I am the quintessential she for me. I will no longer constrict the supremacy inside. Okay, loves, how y'all doing out there? Do you see that? I'm gonna give time for people to come in the room. Both the highest parts of me. I went beyond my veil. I grabbed me out of hell. I stood toe to toe and wrestled all night long, and I declared, I'm not letting go until you bless me. What's the point of being called a princess if you never evolve into a king? All of your challenges are stepping stones unto your throne. I found ancient knowledge hidden in my bones. I will occupy all that is my birthright. I'm going to stand knee deep. Okay, let me get this everywhere. That's the only thing. It's time to stop consuming the pig slop. God has summoned your strength. It's time to show yourself strong. Your resources run deep. This is a marathon, not a race, so move at your own pace. Every day. Okay, loves. Yes, darling. Yes. I just went live, baby. Okay. Okay. I'm a little discombobulated, so bear with me. Okay.
No, you're not.
We having technical difficulties, so you can't see her, but I have my Nikesha with me. This is my love. This is the first person.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Okay, let's see.
Beautiful.
It's beautiful. Thank you. Okay, we're gonna cut it later. Y'all want to see my cake?
Look at that. You might have to take that thing out.
Yeah, y'all. We'll show it to y'all later. I can't. I have to move the camera and all of that. Oh, thank you.
Kimberly needs a team.
I do. Thank you, sweetie.
Team time.
Okay, we're gonna cut it later because that's part of my marathon, my YouTube marathon. We're gonna do a little cake ritual. So thank you. My cake.
It's beautiful.
I'm gonna have you take this. Thank you.
It's beautiful.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. So we have Nikesha. This is my sister. I met her when I first moved to Ghana, and I came across her information in one of the Ghana groups I'm in, and she had made this post about being sovereign and you know, that development that was happening with her here in Ghana. And I read that and I said, oh, me and her gonna be friends. And it just organically happened. We end up meeting, coming together, hanging out. And our first time coming together, we sat at a table and talked for 8 hours that entire day. So we just connected from our first meeting. And I love her. I love her. I love what she's doing. I love all of her girls are here. They're building their lives. I mean, she got how old is Karen?
Karen is 23.
Karen is 23. She's been here how long?
Full time for 2 years, almost 3 years. March would be 3 years.
And I just love that for her, how she is just coming into her womanhood in another country in Ghana. I love it. I love all of her girls, but I love what she's doing. And do you want to share anything you want to talk about what you're doing?
I want to peek my head in a little bit so y'all can see me, so y'all know that I'm a real person. You know, AI up in here in these streets, but we trying to work through some things. But I just wanted to peek my head in and say hi to everyone. But most importantly, happy solar return.
Thank you. Thank you.
You look beautiful on camera, but you look even more beautiful in person.
Thank you. Thank you.
These are your camera people, but I get to experience you in real life. I get to experience your ups, your downs, your transmutations, your resilience, and it's an honor to be in community with you as we're here in Ghana. You know, it's hard to build our lives on this side. So I'm grateful to have the opportunity to experience you and to be your sister.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I appreciate that. I really, really do. So let me send the link to we have a full day plan. I plan on being on and off of YouTube today, but I have a goal. I want to make awareness about what I'm doing. That's the gift I'm giving to myself. I am giving myself, I want to get my numbers up on YouTube. So that's one of the reasons I decided to do this today. Let me slow down. But we plan on having a Q&A. We plan on having some guests on here today. So I look forward to all of you guys joining in. And don't hesitate. If you have something to say, you have a question, you have all kinds of spirituality experts on board today. Ask anything, any of those dying questions. You can inbox them. You can put them in the comment section. They are here. They are here. Okay. Okay. So I have you here. I'm gonna ask you some questions while we're waiting on people to come on. While we're waiting on people to join us, I'm gonna ask you some questions. We already talked about how we met.
Okay.
We've already talked about, no, you didn't tell us. What do you do? Share your story.
Well, I feel like you should, according to you, like your version, which is very true to you, but we were in a group, and we were in a group about, it was women who are dealing with our men from Africa, different things like that, right? So I also had like your responses, I also was like attracted to the way you were responding too.
Okay.
So like it being mutually beneficial and being like, and I remember we actually chatted on the platform a couple of times, and I was like, I like you. So we had to figure out how we were going to connect as well. And that's why we were able to talk that long, because I had already was experiencing you and like, yes, this is my girl. We're going to for sure. Like it was happening in both of us for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And it was only in that group because I'm no longer active in that group, because I was looking for a sisterhood and I was trying to find like things that resonated to my current experience.
Okay.
Right? And so I feel like after I found you, like I'm not on here no more. It was like maybe I was just there for my sister.
You found what you was looking for.
Yeah,
So
indeed.
absolutely, absolutely, girl. It's definitely been a journey though, but I wouldn't trade it.
Yeah, me neither.
I wouldn't trade
me
it.
neither. Me neither. I enjoy you. I enjoy, I'm very much into like, because I know we get into like, what is it that you're doing? And just the journey of even coming to Ghana has really been about tapping into the inner workings of myself, right? Trying to get to know me more, trying to heal myself, trying to be clear on like what it is that even means, right? What does it mean? And I've really tried to disconnect myself with like what I would define as like busy work. Because I think a lot of times as women, when we are beginning to explain who we are, it's like I'm a mother, I'm a wife, I do this business, I have that, but it's like who am I at a deeper level?
Absolutely.
And so for me, it's just like I'm a person who has always been eager to try to figure out how to care for myself and how to be obedient in any direction that I'm being led in. And I feel like right now I have the spaciousness to do that. And it's expressed in these different ways, right?
Now, I would even say, I think that's a big part of most people when they come to Ghana, learning, like we get to stop, we get to exhale and breathe and really sit down and take care of ourselves, love on ourselves. I was just talking about how every morning is a slow morning for me.
Yeah.
I'm not running out the house. I don't got to go and do this. I don't got to do that.
Right.
Every day is a slow day for me. So it's those little things. And a lot of people don't quite understand the peace. And honestly, I get it. The peace that we get when we first move to Ghana.
Yeah.
You gotta come to experience it.
Yeah.
And I ain't trying to sell y'all to Ghana because I like my peace out. I don't want to open it up because it also has its own challenges that come with it too. But it is a peace that you get here.
It is. And I think that I always tell people like when I first came to Ghana, because it was like a heart's desire of mine, I was like on a bullhorn, like everybody come to Ghana, that kind of thing. And I know that my messaging has changed since then because I feel like you can appreciate that level of Ghana, like that side of Ghana, if that's what you're calling it. And I think even when I keep talking about like you're my sister, it's because I feel like even though we were both in the States, are you all from Ohio, I'm from Pennsylvania, I'm from Philly, you know what I'm saying? It's like, but we were calling in something similar, right?
Absolutely.
And I feel like this is an expression of a heart's desire that maybe you have or I have. Because I always tell people too, like we're all magnetic, our wombs are very powerful, and I feel like we're always birthing stuff, right? But I feel like I'm giving birth to things that I may not necessarily be proud of too, right? If I can be honest, right? But I feel like this place now gives me the opportunity to heal and birth things from the best version of myself right now. Right?
Absolutely.
And I'm always aiming to go higher. And I believe that if it's a such thing as like the universe paying attention to the way that I'm moving, Ghana is on the frequency and the value system of where I align myself. And that work happened before we both came.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So,
I agree with that.
I feel like if you ain't called, don't come. That's kind of like my thing.
I agree. I agree with that 100%.
Because everybody not necessarily having similar experiences, right? But I feel like we were called based on what we were calling in.
And that's one of the reasons why I don't even really promote Ghana. You know, people are like, Ghana is the promised land. I don't promote it because I feel like it's the promised land for me because I was called here. I've been talking about moving to Africa since I was a little girl. So it has Africa has always been calling me. But if you try to come here and you ain't called here, but because it's the because it's the high thing, everybody moving out of the country. Yeah, you have to go where you're called, where you're led. Yeah.
You know, it's so funny because earlier today I was like thinking of this concept of like safety being like the illusion of safety, right?
Mhm.
And I was like, there is literally no real safety outside of obedience. You know what I'm saying? So to say, if you ain't called, don't come. Like to me, it's in alignment with that obedience thing. Like I'm here because I'm supposed to be, in this season, in this moment, for all of the reasons, that are happening now. For sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I agree.
Mhm.
I agree
Mhm.
wholeheartedly. Cause yeah, you
Mhm.
you try to come here and you ain't called.
And it will stop you. And let's talk. Can we talk more about that? Like what we mean by that, right? So it's
Mhm.
like I remember when I first came to Ghana, like, and just to give it context, right? So I've been in the country for 5 years, right? The first 3 years I was bicontinental, but I spent most of my time in Ghana. So I was spending 8 and 9 months at a time, maybe going back to the US for like 2 months, you know what I mean? But really being in Ghana like full time, right? And then 2 years ago, like I said, March will be 3 years. I moved, like I literally have nothing to go back to. When I say, I mean, there's people I love and all that, but I literally traded in my old life for my new life. Like no house to go back to, sold my cars. Like how in the Bible it was like the kingdom, like if you ain't willing to give up mother, father, sister, brother for the kingdom, then you ain't worthy of it.
Yeah.
So that was like the very first time that I had that experience. Also, you mentioned that I brought my daughters here, but part of my coming here was also to I don't want to use the word like to say the word like sacrifice, but yeah, in a way of like sacrifice the relationship that I had with my son to make it emerge to another one. You know what I'm saying? Meaning that he was not called to be on this side with me right now. And that, if like the mother's love with the son, like that was a thing. But that was the first thing that I think I've ever had to surrender that was so gut wrenching, if it makes sense.
Wow.
And I have a partner who also has sons, you know what I mean? And so it was like it's no exchange. Like I didn't like give up my son. Like that's still my son. My son living with his father. You understand what I'm saying? But it's like, but then I got these bonus babies. I have bonus sons now that still give me the opportunity to express what motherhood looks like. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Absolutely.
And I thank God for that because it just lets me know that there's really no lack in the kingdom, if it makes sense. Yeah, there's no lack in the kingdom at all. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Ghana. I love it though. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And you talked about something earlier about giving birth.
Yeah.
And giving birth from a place of wholeness. And I want to go back. Can we go back and talk about that a little bit? Let's go back and talk about that a little bit because I think that was probably, I mean, that was a hard lesson to really get for me that I am creating at all times, and whatever you're creating is coming, it's being filtered through all of the stuff that's in you. So if you still haven't dealt with your trauma, if you still haven't dealt with your self-hatred and all of that stuff, what you're birthing is traveling through all of that. And that's just to name a few. We can probably go down a list of all the stuff that is traveling through. So birthing from a whole place, creating from a whole place is
how you change the world.
It's how you change the world.
Like, and for me, it's important because like I was taught up in the ideology of like prioritizing others more than myself, right? And I don't think that was just like, oh, that just happened to me. Like I think that happened to a lot of Black women for all of the historical, systemic racism in all different areas, like spirituality, relationships. Like we know the story about how we can, there's a scripture that partners with that, right? Where it says there's a way that seems right unto man, but the end thereof is death, right? So those things, allowing your compassion to have you sin against God, like yourself, right? Because I'm so compassionate about everybody else that I'm not taking care of myself, right? That now in my way of not taking care of me, I'm still birthing. I'm still bringing things through. And so I started realizing that I'm a universe on my own. And there were things that was like literally plaguing me. Like it like even on your thing when you was like, I pulled myself out of hell. It's like, somebody else is not experiencing this hell. This is my hell because I created it. So there were a lot of things that I had to face because I was like, I birthed that. That came from me. And when I started realizing, like, it's so interesting because I think we always, there's this term of like knowing who we are, but it's different when you start to understand deeply what you are.
Girl.
Knowing who you are and what you are is very different. So, like at this moment, I'll pause from even identifying as a human at this moment, right? Because some of the things that have happened to me, not since I came to Ghana, but way before, since I was formed in my mother's womb, it's like those don't seem to be quote unquote human experiences. I actually have to be something greater than these terminologies that people are having me label myself as, and that I literally am participating in either the trajectory that the world that I'm currently living in. And when I went to Benin, I started realizing that literally the thoughts that you even have in your mind, they are literally things that you birth and are waiting to be made manifest.
They are entities on
They
their
are
own.
entities
On their
walking
own.
around waiting to be made manifest. And like certain vessels who are not aware of it, whether it's older or younger or whatever, they'll walk right into those energy fields and express what that thing is. And when I started realizing that, I was like, wait a minute, there's a responsibility. So healing myself and pausing on everybody else, community, all that kind of stuff was important because I'm like, yo, I really do have the power to uplift or tear down.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying to you, right? And I don't think as a whole, like I have people I talk to about that, but that's not a conversation that you hear often.
That's right.
That needs to be, in my opinion, had more often so that we can really like clean up some things in our atmospheres,
You said a mouthful. So no, but that's okay, right? Because I want to go back a little bit.
Yeah.
I would say we're gonna figure this camera out, so bear with us because I don't know why it's only picking up one, but all is well. But you talked about you being in hell and you created that hell.
I created it.
Girl. And that was a pivot point for me on my journey.
Yeah.
Where I looked up, I'm at rock bottom, but I'm at rock bottom because of the decisions I made.
Yeah.
And it was like spirit was like, look at your life.
Yeah.
You did this, you chose this,
Yeah.
you decided all of this.
Yeah.
And that was like that's really when I began to go in and what am I thinking that has created this in my life? What am I thinking that says this is okay or this is okay? And I had to go in and begin combing through my thoughts. And one of the things that I'm talking about, a lot of this is what I'm talking about in my teaching that I'm gonna go into later, but I had to go in and start combing through my thoughts, right? I had to go in and become present in my life because I had disassociated myself.
For sure.
I was so like just distraught in life. I wasn't present. My mind was not connected to my being. It was everywhere. The house was on fire. That's part of my lesson. I ain't gonna go in that, but the house was on fire. And I didn't smell the smoke. I didn't feel the flame. I didn't see the flames. I didn't feel the heat. And it wasn't until it was here that I'm like, oh, I'm in danger.
I love hell though. I love hell. I'm so infatuated with hell because hell is how I was like getting and pulling myself out of hell was like even Jesus when he said he went to hell and he snatched the key. It was hell that I realized like how resilient I am. You see, because like you said, you was in a burning house and couldn't smell the smoke. Like it had to get real for you to be like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Something's going on.
Yeah.
Hell, in my opinion, hell begins to open your eyes for righteousness. Because for me, I feel like righteousness is the awareness. Righteousness is awareness. But when you're creating hell, hell is not like a place that you just like pop into one day. Like over time, you create.
You built that.
You make your hell. Like that means that's something that you are continually whatever. So it's like in my older age, as we are progressing in the age, it's like I know what decisions makes beds and hells now because I was able to observe that in myself. Do you see what I'm saying? That is
I see everything you're saying. I'm not gonna agree for me.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I liked it but I do see my resilience in it.
Yeah.
I also see the patterns that led me there. I
Mhm.
also see I'm aware enough
Yeah.
to know,
Yeah.
okay, this is gonna take me in a direction I don't want to
Mhm.
go. So I'm able to
Mhm.
direct
Pivot.
it and
Mhm.
pivot that movement
Yeah.
so I don't find myself there again.
Yeah.
So I love that.
Mhm.
I absolutely do. I love that. I
Mhm.
love that. Okay, I've been
Yeah.
there before. I know what that
Uh-huh.
looked like. That ain't where I want to go.
Mhm.
But do I love it? Absolutely. No.
I love it. Let me tell you how I love it. Like
Absolutely no.
when you started the conversation off, and we never really got there because sometimes my brain be doing things. When you were talking about our lights, right? And the reason, so if we parallel hell to darkness, right? And if there was no darkness, you would never appreciate the light,
Mhm.
right? So the reason why I say I like it is because part of where I am right now in my life is honoring hell and heaven,
Okay.
realizing, the concept of Satan or the concept of a devil, or like in the fact that God created that, right? Meaning that like I value the functionality of it.
Okay.
And in order for me to really evolve, I can't see it as my enemy. Like that thing served me in a way that I was oblivious, living life with no purpose until I went to hell.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
going to hell, they say, hey, where's the purpose? Like that looks cute, but I'm telling you, snatching the keys from hell is the reason why I like me today.
Now that I agree with
I
because
so love that. And God was still there.
who I am today,
Mhm.
like
Yes.
this, like that's how I feel.
Like, bro, that place is so sacred.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
sacred.
Yeah.
And that's a part of my life. Like, it's so you got these questions. Like, I want to ask you these questions. And in my mind, like, but organically, I feel like we're touching on these things because I'm like, I really have something to say about how we perceive these unfavorable experiences that are the most transformational.
Yeah.
How do we embrace them? You know what I mean?
That's a true conversation because when you said it like I'm like I love what hell produced. I love what coming out of hell produced in me, but I can't say I love hell. But when you put it in that,
it's so sacred.
Yeah, when you look at it like that, when you see the sacredness in it,
it's so
that's
it's so sacred.
Yeah.
It's so
I
sacred.
was the phoenix. Like
Yep.
I rose out of that fire. So
He gave you your story.
Yeah.
And that's because there's advocates in the world, right? We all have these things that we're advocating for. I really believe that God has placed something inside of me where I am advocating for the shadow parts of life or the unfavorable life that we dismiss. That is totally that's me. I will remind you that, wait a minute, what is resentment? I have teachings, right? I do teachings, and they're sacred teachers. Hell is a sacred teacher, and it needs to be reverenced in that way. Like we have to in the Bible, it talks about prophesying in part. And for me, if you really want to get people free, right? It's like we got to talk about the fullness.
Yes.
We got to see the big picture.
Yes.
Like if you believe the story that God created, why would you need an advocate? Like you gotta be like, I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Jack them up because they're seen in this derogatory, and it's only derogatory because you don't like them when they show up. But they're showing up to show you something. And that was the thing that I got in Benin. When I was in Benin, they was like, first of all, light and dark are in a relationship. They are literally in a relationship.
But you know what? If I can interrupt your genius for a second, that was in Isaiah, I think maybe 45. It talks about that. Isaiah 45:7. God said, I am the dark and the light. I created it all
of it.
And
to
it will
serve you.
And when you really look at that, it's
to
just like
you.
I've been separating this. I've been saying
Nope.
But when you begin looking at seeing God inside of
There
you,
you go.
when you begin seeing you are God, you
Yeah.
are the devil,
That's
all
it.
of that is within you.
That's right.
Then you can say, oh, okay, I get that now.
Yeah.
I created the light.
Mhm.
I created my dark.
Yeah.
It's a risk, and that goes back to what you said earlier, the responsibility. What do I want to do with this power I have? What do I want to do with these abilities that God gave me?
That's right.
And so we've been taught some stuff that, God is up there and he's watching every little thing we do, but we have to reprogram ourselves from that.
For sure.
We have to reprogram ourselves and see that this great and mighty God is flowing inside of us, is living and breathing inside of us, and not outside of us nowhere. And we are able to direct this power. Now, again, I feel like I'm going into my lesson because a lot of this stuff, and this is some of the big stuff I had to learn. I don't generate this power. And that was when I was first kind of understanding God is in me, and I'm kind of like, well, am I God? And understanding it, I thought I generated the power. I don't generate the power. I'm not the source. I'm not the creator of all of this.
You're a conduit.
I'm a conduit, and I can direct some of that power that God has given me. I'm not directing power in your life. Though. Unless you give me permission. Unless you give me permission, or unless you're out of your seat of power in your own life. So this was a huge learning season for me.
Oh yeah.
All of my 40s. That was a huge learning season.
40s are sexy like that. Like 40s will, like I'm in my 40s. That's when I was just like, oh, have an offering, what I mean?
Girl.
For sure. And I love that you said that and that you grounded us back in that. Because I've always been, you didn't become anointed like that. You were smeared with the oil of joy before you were formed in your mother's womb. You were coming into the realization of who you are and all these different things. But even then you didn't know it, it was still happening. You're activating it and expanding it, but it was always there. And so for me, I recognize that. And that's why I feel like I'm going to always be like talking about these like hell places or dark energies or whatever, because in my life, one of my hindrances were, in the Bible, it says that I have been given the power, me, with the anointing on my life, to tear down and build up. Oh, child, I'm the build up queen. I'm gonna build you up. That's why people like me, because I'm going to build you up and bring you to life. But the moment, if I say I want to be a boss, and I own businesses, but then sometimes you have to, let people know that we have come to the end of the road, and it's like, it shouldn't be a song and dance. It shouldn't be, it's like the season has changed. So my ability to lead is also wrapped into my ability to tear down. You understand what I'm saying to you? And recognizing why the tearing down needs to happen. And that's how I felt when I moved to Ghana. I was telling people all the time, I said, while people moved to Ghana looking for a place to live, I came to Ghana looking for a place to die. Because there were areas in my life that needed to die. And just like a caterpillar going into, a chrysalis, I was looking for a safe space to die. I didn't come here to live. That wasn't my original, you understand what I'm saying, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I came here to find a safe space to do that die thing. You know what I mean? So I can merge,
I totally agree. Totally. I'm listening to you, but I got comments and I want to make sure I'm not missing anybody's comments. So
I love this. Kim needs assistance. Kim got a beautiful thing going on.
Yes. So let me open that up so I don't miss anyone else's comments. And if you want to come on live and say happy birthday and talk with us, and again, if you have questions that you want to ask, we got the experts here. We got them. We all here. We live and we here to answer your questions and to talk to you. And this is a whole marathon. We're gonna be here all day. Okay, maybe not all day because it's already almost 4 o'clock in Ghana time. So y'all got us for about when the sun go down. I start getting ready to go to bed. Y'all know I'm 50, right? So we'll be here for a few hours, but I love y'all. Thank y'all for joining me. Make sure y'all click, y'all share, comment, talk to us. Talk to us. We here with you. We here with you.
50 is fabulous.
It is.
Yeah,
It
look at
is.
you.
It is.
Yeah, may God continue to show how much you are a part of the beloved frequency.
Thank you. I received that. Thank
Beloved frequency.
you. I love it. Thank you. I
That's
really
good.
appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's been a journey, and that's one of the other things I talked about is that I'm prepared to enter into my 50s.
Heck yeah.
I got clear on my vision.
Yeah.
I even start doing it. I did a Noah fast where I use water to flush, kind of purge my own self.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that I realized was a hindrance in my life was my stinking thinking.
Yeah.
My stinking thinking. So I went on a fast for 40 days where I focused on my thoughts and I got control of that. And I dealt with it. I talked about it and I just faced that demon.
Yeah.
Because again, our thoughts become entities, right?
Yeah, they are.
And when you think about it from that perspective, like if I'm walking or if I've been telling myself, you know, some, let's say any negative thing that I'm ugly or something, that thing I've been feeding it and it wants to continue to be fed.
Yeah.
It don't want to go away. It don't want to believe the opposite, you know? So I had to challenge myself and really deal with those those thoughts.
Yeah.
Where is this coming from? What is the root of this? And this ain't my truth.
Yeah.
This ain't my truth.
Yeah.
So I really been focusing on that and just dealing with that. And again, I'm just kind of throwing stuff out there because it was a whole lot of stinking thinking I had, but I had to deal with that and get a hold of that, get a hold of it. So,
well, good for you. You've been proactive.
Absolutely.
I love that.
I had a clear vision for my 50s, and I still have it. And I made the declaration that this will be the greatest decade of my life.
Yeah.
It will be the greatest decade of my life.
What was like during your fast? What were like some of the key things that came up? Like when you expected, like, why am I saying this over myself? Like, how did these thoughts come into my mind? Like, what was in my frequency? What was I told? Like, what was that process like?
I think one of the first things that came up was my anxiety and dealing with that, right? And I realized I am only anxious because I'm not in my seat of power. I'm only anxious because I'm not seated where I am supposed to be, positioned where I'm supposed to be in my own life.
Right.
So because I'm out of position, your energy is making me uncomfortable. Or I'm just using you as an example, but whoever energy is in my presence is making me uncomfortable because I'm not in position in my own life.
I understand what you're saying.
So that was key because it has gotten a lot better. My anxiety has gotten a lot better, but there was a season where that was like that had me in a chokehold.
I think that alone is a teaching around disobedience and how disobedience can begin to start that stinking thinking mindset. You know what I mean? Like when you're not standing in the fullness of your power, being obedient to the things that you know you're supposed to be doing in this moment, like how that can affect.
Absolutely. I got it was quite a few downloads, and I do apologize because they're not readily in my mind right now, but this has been quite a journey. I think these last 40 days,
I'm sure,
I know I've shifted quite a bit. And I will tell you one thing that I start doing over the course of these 40 days is you were talking about I build you up. I do that too. My sister always tells me, she said you can gas somebody up. So I decided I'm gonna start gassing my own self up. I'm gonna start love bombing my own self. So a couple years ago, I had sat down and I had wrote a list of all of my positive traits. I did positive and negative. And I sat down and wrote down all the good things and all the bad things about me. And in that, I went back through my stuff and I got all those positive traits and I made a list of all my good stuff. And I get up in the morning, every morning. That's part of one of the rituals I do. I stand in the mirror and I remind myself that I am all of that stuff. All that stuff. So I love by myself every morning. And that is one of the things I started doing on this journey. On these in these 40 days.
Yeah, you know, I believe that scripture is like, well, I believe that spirituality is mathematics, right? So it do make sense that like in order to, you know, when people say get rid of thinking, it's like to some people it's like how, you know what I mean? And so what I hear you saying is like you begin to cancel it out. Like if you told yourself that you was ugly 3 times, then maybe 4 times. You know what I'm saying to you? You told yourself how dope you were. You know what I mean? And I think that's important for us to know because I think I went through that, you know, when I went through my first divorce. And it was like kind of challenging for me because everybody was coming up to me saying that I needed to forgive him. And I knew I needed to forgive him, but I didn't know how. And I got sick of people telling me to forgive because it was like no one teaching me and showing me how. So then I went through this deep dive around like, well, what is forgiveness? You know, like what is forgiveness? How do you do it? Da-da-da. And then it was talking about how when someone offends you in this particular way, it's like when you don't want anything bad to happen to them. You know, because I did. I was like, Mac truck, hit him in the back of the neck. Like, for me, it was like, you need to know that you have wronged me. You know? And so then I was being able to, I was like, people didn't even know me coming up to me talking about forgiveness. I'm like, I must be wearing this unforgiveness. And I needed to be able to identify it and know how to break it down. And it is so mathematical. It was like all the times that I was thinking about match up. Then it was like, I forgive you and I don't want nothing bad to happen to you. Like making those confessions over my life, saying it out loud, starting to believe it, you know, bringing in new timelines for myself where I see myself in the same space with this person and not tripping. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm glad that you were able to share that because like a lot of us be like people even on your channel, I'm sure is like, I want to get rid of this thing of thinking, but like, you know,
absolutely. It is a process. And again, I think it goes back to being present.
For sure.
And being able to, you know, catch your thoughts in real time.
It's in the scripture. It talks about pulling down every vain imagination, right? That exalts itself higher than God. It's like, wait, how do you get here? Who said you? You know what I mean? Like, for sure. I'm with you. I think that's dope.
Another thing that came up for me is I felt like I went through this season where I kept running into blocks. Like whenever I tried to sit down and do something, it was like a wall, something. And I was like, every single time. I got the Starlink internet out here in Ghana, and the people came to set it up on Thursday. I did not get Starlink working until Monday. This was, and I'm like, what the heck? It's a block. And like, I keep running into these blocks. Girl. And it would just be stupid stuff over and over again. And I had to catch myself and stop myself from speaking that is not a block. It's something here I need to pay attention to. Maybe I'm moving too fast because that's me. I can move too fast. I can get careless. I can, you know, let me slow down. What am I doing wrong? And even with the Starlink, there were things where I think Spirit was just telling me to slow down.
Well, you know, when did it come? The Starlink came on Friday?
The people came to connect it to put it on the house and everything on Thursday, but I didn't get it running and connected until Monday evening. And I spent all day Monday messing with it.
I love that.
I spent all day Monday.
I love that. I was, you know, today when we were having like the time thing for us, like getting on this call, and we were like trying to work through the things, and it was like there's this thing that I recognized in the last 3 years of my life around how different parts of the day are connected to different energy portals to be able to, or gateways to usher things in. Do you understand what I'm saying to you, right? And it doesn't, we just be living life thinking we can do anything at all times, but it's like when you tell the universe very, you know, precisely, this is what I want to bring in, then they're like, well, we're gonna make sure that happens when the gateway is past 3 something, because now the energy that's ushering that in is the frequency of this particular sign or this or and Mondays are hardworking. That's Kojo energy. And they're considered to be hard workers. You know what I mean? So it's like, if you're gonna be working this internet like that, you need it to be up on a Monday. You know what I'm saying to you?
Yeah.
So it makes sense. For sure.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Leave y'all comments. Thank y'all for coming to spend my birthday with me. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. It has been a marvelous day. And this is going to be a marathon. I plan on being on here for at least a good 3-4 hours. I can commit to that. I plan on being on here a good 3-4 hours, and we're going to break in between the day. But I told my girlfriend, I said, I've been crying for 2 days because it's just been such beautiful energy around me. Yeah. So I hope I don't go into the ugly crowd y'all today, but if I do, it's okay. It's okay. I love y'all. If y'all got questions, we have guests coming on. We have a Q&A. We have a teaching later. We're going to talk about letting your light shine. And what does that mean? You know, so I look forward to spending my day with y'all. Make sure you like, share, comment, follow me on all my pages. And again, I have my sister with me here in Ghana, Nikesha.
Peek my head in. Hi, everyone.
We having technical difficulties, so for whatever reason, we can't get both people in the camera. We're gonna work on that for our next time, but the show must go on. So that's where we are today. The show must go on. So that has been beautiful. I also will talk about this. Another thing that I came into in these 40 days is that I'm the ambassador.
You are.
In my world, in my
life.
I am the ambassador for the kingdom of God for me.
Yeah, for sure.
And this goes back to me being in position.
There you go.
Me being in position. And it was funny, we had to go to immigration the other day because I've been here 2 months. And so I went to go get my stuff so I could stay for like a year without any issues. And you know, we in Ghana, you know how Ghana do. Yeah. So my husband had already took care of everything. And when it came to, he had already talked to who he needed to talk to, do what they needed to do. I just thought I was going in there to do the paperwork. Yeah. So the man, he's staring at me, he laughing and he ha with my husband, but he's staring at me. And then out the blue, he said, I'm inclined to deny you. And mind you, I'm not thinking that I'm going through an actual process. Okay. Of actual immigration process. Yeah. So when he said that, I'm like, huh? I wasn't prepared. I didn't have answers to his questions. Like, what? Yeah. So it shook me. It shook me. And mind you, this is the inner conversation that I've been having with myself. Yeah. You the ambassador in your world. That's right. Don't let nobody take you out of position. Anything that happens to you is here to serve you. Yeah. So we end up leaving. He ended up approving me and everything, and we left. I answered the questions, did what I had to do. But then, soon as we had got almost home, me and my husband stopped and got some dinner or lunch, and we were almost home. And they called us to come back. Okay. And we like, what's the problem? Everything done. Why are they calling us back? And the whole ride back, I just went into myself. Yeah. And focused on what I had to focus on because I was like, this for me. This for me. Because I let myself. You don't get to take me out of that. Yeah, you don't get to take me out of that. Like, this is real time. This is real time practice. You know, you shook me earlier, but you're not gonna shake me again. And we're gonna go in here. I'm setting the intention now. All things work for my favor. That's it. And let's go. Okay, we gotta come back. And we went back, and of course, it was somebody else. One of the cuts. Ghana, Ghana. Yeah. So we went, did what we had to do, and came on up out of there.
Yeah, I'm happy that you were able to do that. And that also when you recognize that, I think that's why when we say if you're not called, don't come, because this place will rock you in a beautiful way though, because you will know who you are. And that's why I wanted to sit in the energy long, because I'm like, wait a minute. I feel like in America it's really easy to feel comfortable in the false sense of safety. You know what I mean? Where in Ghana, it's really clear that it's like, yeah, this place is going to force you in a loving way, in a transformational way, very transformatively, like if you allow it to really be who you must become, And Africa, I think that is the gateway or the energy that it expresses, because when you look at anybody who has went to different levels of themselves, they spend a significant time in Africa. It's part of the frequency that it emits. You know what I'm saying? It's really part of your growth and development for sure.
I would definitely say that. And you said something to me that you told me, you was like, since you got it, you can't keep running to Africa. You got to be here. You got to sit in it. Energy. And you talked about how you missing stuff, you missing opportunities. Because like I could have got my immigration if I wasn't kept running back and forth. So I was, I heard that. And then when you talk about how this place shifts you, I don't care what nobody say. It is something about this land that activates me. Of course. It activates me. I don't. There have been times I have come out of my prayer room and I've been like, who was that? Yeah. Who was that? So it's something about this place that just it activates me.
Yeah. I love that you can see it for that and you appreciate the value of that. It's really holy land for sure. I'm happy to be here.
Yes. Yes.
I'm happy to be here.
I say. We've been on almost an hour.
Get it?
Yes, I love y'all. Appreciate y'all.
See you sitting in the darkness. I wish they could see your outfit. You're looking beautiful.
Yes. I got my co-host Nikesha with me today. We are doing a whole YouTube marathon. We are going to be on here I keep saying all day, but
a couple hours.
A couple hours. If y'all get 5 out of me, bless the Lord. So we are going to be on here all day. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all ask y'all questions. I'm going to take a break. Yeah. I'm going to take a break and we will return. Okay, y'all, we'll be back.
I like it.